a hitman to drip poison into Abe's dentures and set off the alarm clock. But Abe threw his dentures away and stuffed the alarm clock into his mouth.
He's more clever than he looks.
However, Burns and the hitman were not about to let him go. They disguised themselves as Abe's family members to visit him, but Abe realized that his family had never come to visit him. He sensed something was wrong.
Oh, not again!
Their disguise was seen through, so they decided to eliminate Abe by force. The hitman broke into the nursing home and tried to shoot him, but Abe dodged all the bullets with his agile body. Then he called out to the nurse for help. The nurse thought he was crazy and made Abe take his vacation. That was until the hitman showed up with his gun.
Our presidents are trying to nap!
Under the nurse's cover, Abe made his way to the Simpsons' house. He wanted to explain to his family why he was being hunted, but then Abe remembered it was a secret he couldn't reveal. Afterward, he moved into a room with Bart. Abe decided to tell Bart the secret.
Burns is after me because he wants the hellfish bonanza.
But Bart didn't believe what Abe said, so Abe showed his tattoo and explained that he got it during World War II. Back then, Abe was very brave on the battlefield. Most of his squad members were neighbors from Springfield. There was Chief Wiggum's father, Principal Skinner's father, and a liability to the team, Burns.
Haven't you won the war yet?
Hey, you said you was dead.
During one mission, Abe was about to assassinate the enemy leader, but a tennis ball suddenly flew over and caused the bullet to miss its target. It turned out Burns was playing tennis. This exposed their position, and they came under enemy attack. Suddenly, a shell landed next to Burns. Abe pressed down on the shell with his helmet. That's how Burns survived.
Well, if you saved Burns' life, why does he want to kill you?
Abe said that near the end of the war, they found many valuable paintings in a villa. They planned to sell the paintings and make a fortune. But Burns said selling the paintings at that time was illegal, so they hid the paintings first and signed an agreement. Only those still alive many years later would own the treasure. Now only Burns and Abe were still alive. That's why Burns wanted to kill Abe. Bart still thought Abe was just telling stories and turned off the light to sleep. Burns suddenly burst in and demanded Abe hand over the key to the treasure. To save his life, Abe had no choice but to give him the key. Bart wanted to go find the treasure with Burns, but Burns immediately refused Bart. Then he set off to find the treasure. Seeing the treasure about to fall into Burns' hands, Abe very dejected, but Bart pulled out 2 keys.
You got the keys!
Now we can get the treasure!
Oh, what's the use? Burns would still find some way to take it from me.
Well, I can't believe you, Grandpa. The sergeant in that story you told would never be scared of a dork like Burns. You gotta get that treasure. You gotta do it for Ox and Asa and Griff and Burnsy. Well, not so much Burnsy.
With Bart's encouragement, Abe decided to go find the treasure with him. Soon after they arrived at a cemetery, Abe inserted the keys into the tombstones. Then he turned all the keys. The hellfish was activated. Its eyes emitted a blue light and gazed into the distance. The spot where the light finally rested was the location of the treasure. Abe took out a saw, ready to borrow a boat. It turned out to be Flanders' boat. Flanders then gave Abe the keys to the boat, so Abe and Bart headed to where the treasure was.
Now remember the plan, boy. If you run out of air, tug on the rope.
64 times, no more, no less. Got it.
No, 63 times if you're out of air. 64 is if you found the treasure.
Gotcha.
Then Bart put on an oxygen mask and dove into the water. Soon he found the treasure. Bart got ready to pull the rope.
61, 62, 63. Oh no, 63! He's out of air. I sent only grandson to a watery grave. 64! He found his treasure. Hooray!
Then Abe pressed the button. Bart and the treasure successfully rose to the surface. Abe eagerly opened the chest. The paintings inside were preserved intact. Just then, the light suddenly went out.
The light must have burned out.
It turned out Burns had been lying in ambush all along, facing Burns' threat. They could only watch as the treasure was taken by Burns. Bart tried to stop Burns, but he was kicked into the chest by Burns and sank to the bottom of the sea. Water kept pouring into the chest.
So long, Sarge. See you at the reunion in November.
Abe put on an oxygen mask and jumped into the sea to save him.